On my 26th birthday, my parents sold my motorcycle for the family fund. Dad texted, "Be grateful we let you live here." Then added, "Your brother starts college. You'll pay his tuition. $6,000 due Friday." I said, "No." He replied, "Then get out." So I did. I left quietly that night, but I also left something in the garage. This morning, Mom's crying, my brother's furious, and Dad's standing in the driveway staring at what's left of his retirement plan. I turned 26 on a Tuesday. No cake, no card, just a text from Dad at 7:42 a.m. Sold the bike for the family fund, my Ducati Monster. The one I'd saved 3 years to buy, working double shifts at the hospital. Gone. Just like that. The follow-up text came an hour later. "Be grateful we let you live here. Your brother starts college next week. You'll pay his tuition. $6,000 due Friday." I stared at my phone in the break room. Coffee going cold in my hands. My younger brother Tyler had barely graduated high school with a 2.1 GPA. Meanwhile, I'd put myself through nursing school while paying my parents $600 a month in rent. I typed back one word. No. His response was immediate. "Then get out." So I did. That night, I packed my essentials, grabbed my documents, and left. But before I walked out at 2 a.m., I stopped by the garage one last time. See, what my dad didn't know was that I'd been suspicious for months. He'd been bragging about his investments to his golf buddies, dropping hints about a big payout coming. And I'd noticed something odd. My rent checks were never deposited to their joint account anymore. They went somewhere else. So 3 weeks earlier, I'd done something slightly illegal. I'd installed a hidden camera in the garage, disguised as a CO2 detector, just to see what Dad was really doing in there every Saturday night when he said he was organizing tools. Turns out, Dad wasn't organizing anything. He was running a chop shop. That Ducati he sold, he'd already stripped it for parts 2 days after I bought it, replacing key components with cheap knockoffs. The bike I'd been riding for 3 years was a Frankenstein of stolen parts and counterfeit VINs. He'd been doing it with every family vehicle for years. Mom's car, Tyler's truck, even the boat he claimed he invested in. The night I left, I didn't take the camera. I left it running, and I left something else. An anonymous tip to the state police, complete with timestamps, photos, and the location of his fake Vine stamping equipment. The raid happened at 6:30 a.m. I know because my former neighbor texted me a photo. 3 police cars, 2 unmarked vehicles, and Dad being walked out in handcuffs while Mom sobbed on the front steps. Tyler called me 15 times. I didn't answer. The local news ran the story that night. Suburban father arrested in multi-year vehicle fraud scheme. They estimated he'd defrauded insurance companies and buyers of over $200,000. When they seized the garage, they found everything. The stamping kit, the burner phone with buyer contacts, the ledger where he'd meticulously tracked every fraudulent sale, including mine. That family fund he'd been building. It was built on stolen VINs and my own bike. Tyler's tuition money, gone. Seized as proceeds of crime. The house, mortgaged 3 times over to fund Dad's operation. Mom called once, voice hollow. "How could you do this to your own father?" I almost laughed. "He sold my bike to cover up fraud. I just made sure he couldn't do it to anyone else." She hung up. Last I heard, Dad took a plea deal. 6 years, asset forfeiture, permanent ban from vehicle sales. Tyler moved in with our aunt, bitter and broke. Mom's working retail to cover rent in a studio apartment. Me? I'm living in a small downtown condo, still working at the hospital. Last month, I bought another motorcycle. This time, I had a mechanic verify every single part before I signed. It's a Yamaha, not a Ducati. Cheaper, more reliable, and most importantly, it's actually mine.